Well, that's how I roll. You're gonna hear some loud beeps here for a minute. Okay, yeah, that's right. Well, hey, like you say, welcome to this podcast, Countdown to Podcast. Yes. Well, you didn't like my beep beep beep? Beep beep beep.
I liked it.
Beep, 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 I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's taking me time.
No,
I
you're
gotta
fine.
work on that. So no, hey, welcome to episode 5 of the Countdown to podcast. Motivation and possibly pivoting if we get to it. If we don't get to it, we'll pivot to something else or we'll pivot it out. I am one of your hosts, the co-host Drew,
I'm Leighton.
and yeah, there we go. All right,
We're brothers.
he's there. And we're brothers, and
Yep.
this is a podcast that we've wanted to do for a while. It's kind of engineered and geared towards those that want to join in on our adventure as we join in on your adventure. And it's basically taking goals, reverse engineering them, so to speak, to be able to accomplish these goals, usually around health and fitness. Doesn't have to necessarily be that, or it could be a bunch of different ones. Ours, what we chose for our first countdown, which is about a 90-day period, is we're counting down to a Moab trip that's coming up. Leighton and I are huge mountain bikers, and so we chose this as a goal of ours to go there, ride a pretty gnarly trail called the Whole Enchilada, 28 miles, downhill mostly. There is a 1,200-foot elevation gain. We'll be climbing that. Anyways, so the leading up to this has been stages that we've tackled, so we're in shape for this mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever else. Maybe some of that should be that we should get ready to go on an adventure with your brother, because
Mm.
that might be an exercise in itself.
Yeah, the motivation to not have your brother beat you is helpful.
Yeah, that might. Yeah. No, I'm just trying to think. Will you beat me on the trail?
No, I don't think so.
Hmm.
You've always been a better mountain biker,
What?
but
No.
yeah,
I feel like
I'm.
I'm better, faster. Maybe I'm faster. I don't know. But I feel like you're stronger.
I think you're.
I just close my eyes and point downhill.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't ridden hard together in a long time. Like when I was up in Washington with you, my brakes went out, so it's like I haven't been able to go
That was horrible.
it was. I still had
That
fun
sucked.
with one break, but like I still had a
Yeah.
blast. But
Well,
yeah, I
okay.
was so bummed. I was like,
As
dude,
a brother, and as a brother, I'm not that competitive, but I am a little bit. And like, I was a little
yeah,
bummed because I wanted to know how fast you've gotten or how good you've gotten, and I'm like,
mm-hmm,
damn it, this sucks. I can't gauge, you know, where we're at. And then take Downeyville last year, you kept on blowing flats, and it's just like, this sucks,
yeah.
man.
And I had
Come
my old
on,
bike. Yeah, so hopefully,
you didn't have your old bike.
yeah. I've only ridden Downeyville with Landon with my with the Yeti.
No, you did not have your Diamondback. Anyways, yeah, so that's our goal, and we are at the phase where we're talking motivation.
Hmm.
And then next week we'll talk rest, which I need rest. I'm tired. Um, but yeah, so motivation. How do you feel about motivation?
Motivation, I feel like, is important when you first start because motivation eventually runs out. So you use motivation in the first couple months to be able to just show up at the gym. And then while you're showing up, you're building discipline. So when motivation fades off, discipline helps you to get there. I can't tell you how many times I would show up or I work out in the evening times, and so 11 a.m. at work, I'm like, oh yeah, after work, I'm gonna go to the gym. It's gonna be great. Da da da. 3 or 4 o'clock comes around, I'm exhausted. any excuse to not go runs through my mind, especially as summer's coming up, it gets hot, and you're not motivated anymore. But because you've taught your body and your mind of like, this is what I have to do every day, just like showing up for work, you get there anyways. You just get through the front door. Overall, I think motivation is BS because it wears off so fast. Because people ask me, "How are you motivated? How are you motivated?" A couple years in, I'm like, "I'm not. I'm disciplined." Like, I get stoked to go to the gym or work out or train. At the beginning, you're building habits to be able to show up for yourself, to get in shape for everything else you have to do in life. And all that discipline translates to so many other areas of your life of showing up for your kid's friend's birthday party uh, or one of their sports. Something you showing up for the things that are important that you don't necessarily want to do or doesn't sound as fun. I don't know if you can speak to that or not, but
My gosh, I can speak to it. I can speak to all of it. No, I've chewed on motivation quite a bit, um,
mm-hmm.
because I've heard too often where it's just like, oh, motivation's a myth, it's
Mm-hmm.
baloney, um, but there's something to it that I wanted to know more, because I mean it's thrown around a lot, and where it's like, oh, get motivated for this, and you're just like, I mean, whether that's just a marketing thing or what, but felt like there's more to it. And as I dug into it more, the best explanation I came up with understanding it was motivation, and you spoke to a little bit in a way to this, that motivation is a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really one thing that when in this our case is when you're exercising, when you're putting in the work, or just even getting out the door, you start building that muscle, that motivation muscle. And each time you do it, you're building on top of it, to where, I mean, there's days I wake up and it's like I'm an early morning workout,
Mm-hmm.
and there's days that I'm just like, I don't feel like working out. And but once I get my gym clothes on or my running shoes or something like that, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm motivated at that
Yeah.
point. And it's just like you
Yeah.
said, it's just uh, months and years of building that muscle of, um, to where motivation is just comes more naturally, so to speak. And I think one big thing that people miss out on is understanding that, so they can build that motivation muscle, to where as they're starting out, either for the first time with working out, or starting on a new program or new discipline or whatever the case may be, um, if they don't have that mindset, they're going to try and either wait for motivation, or they um, don't know how to quote unquote use it, strengthen it, train it, all that stuff, um,
Mm-hmm.
and then just give up, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I always feel like it's a baby steps. It's a left foot, right foot. Like, I just have to shut my brain off to stop listening to the excuses or the tired. And it's just like, just get up, put your workout clothes on, grab your keys,
Yeah.
get in the car, get through the door, and then you're there. And then it kind of takes care of itself, especially if you have friends at the gym. If you have, this speaks to community where my old CrossFit team, our class, we were on a group chat, and we would pretty much all check in every day. And if you didn't have a excuse already to not go, like you had family dinner that night or something came up, or work went longer than expected, our coach was calling us 10 minutes after class was supposed to start and be like, where are you at? Like, we're waiting for you to show up. That was at the beginning of my workout journey. And so that really helped me, of just like, I just remember one day, just like, it's 100 degrees outside, dog tired from work, just, yeah. And I had, I worked out at 7 p.m., so I was off at 5. I had 2 hours to to have to fight excuses. um, and I just remember sitting at home just being like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go, but I need to go, I need to go, I need to show up, and I know I'll get a phone call if I don't show up. and that really helped
Yeah.
for me to get there. And then once I was at the gym, it was just like, oh, dude, I'm with all my friends. Like we can all train together. It's that herd mentality of and community of having fun while suffering. I also think that because it's super easy for us to be like, oh yeah, motivation's BS until you build discipline. It's about discipline. Well, how do you build how how do you get yourself to show up to build discipline? Like that I want to dive into a little bit on like times where I would just turn on one of my favorite songs that would pump me up to like, okay, let's go. Like it would just get my blood flowing.
Taylor Swift.
Yep, amen. That was it. Um,
Oh no.
what? It's not it.
Oh,
Anyways, some other areas that would motivate me at the beginning to be able to show up. I don't know if you have any, Drew, that helped you, but you just were born with discipline.
oh gosh, no. If I was born with discipline, I would not be where I'm at in life as a late bloomer. Um, no, motivation for me, like what I've learned is like we almost need to have the mentality of like, okay, there's a boot camp mentality or, phase where, or a hell week phase or just expected. Like this is gonna suck for how many days? So I gotta get over that hump. And once I'm over that hump, then the motivation kicks in to continue on. And so like you said, like finding the music, finding anything you can to keep you going until you're finally motivated, or finally feel that feeling of motivation to continue on is paramount. Um, and so, I mean, even to the point where make it as simple as possible to get to the gym. So, like, if you're an early morning gym person, go and or set out your clothes, set out your pre workout drink, set out like everything ready to go to where when you wake up in the morning you just hit the ground running, take all those barriers out of the way, and build that muscle. Or if it's in the evening, have things like you said where oh, I get off at 5, um, the class is at 7, have something in between there that leads from one thing to the next to get to where it's like naturally I'm headed to the gym now. And then once it takes hold, I mean, go through that hell week, whatever period it is, and then as you start to feel stronger or even sore, just your body's going, oh man, gosh, this hurts. Obviously, I even feel like motivation is built off that too, where it's just like, well, I'm sore now. Let's just keep going. Let's get this out of the way. Um, to be able to do that and then find some milestones like we've talked about in the podcast, like at past episodes where it's like each time you are at the gym or out running or out walking or whatever the case may be, just go a little bit further to see how far you can go. And even from that, motivation is built because it's like, oh my gosh, I keep on going farther each time and keep on doing things that I didn't think possible at this time each time. Okay, how far can I take this? How far can we go? Kind of thing. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I feel.
The, cool. Yeah, I like that. Setting yourself up for success.
Yeah,
There's been times where either early morning mountain bike ride or Zwift or something, and I'm just like, where are my freaking shorts? It's dark, and I'm trying to figure. Oh, I should have set this up the night before. I still did it, but I don't know. It was just an extra barrier I had to get over, and maybe that woke me up a little bit. I don't know. I'm not the
yeah.
morning workout bird. You are.
Well, yeah. I mean, but even then, though, I mean, like if you guys follow along on our Countdown to podcast Facebook and Instagram. Um, Yesterday I had an amazing mountain bike ride. I mean, it was beautiful out. Like I hit some personal records, um, and it was a lot of fun. but man, it took a lot for me to get there. Like I had to really focus on like, okay, I'm getting up I got up at 4:30 in the morning, just because it's a drive to get there. And I didn't want to spend all day there. And so yes, I'm tired. My back is killing me because I'm old. Um, and it just is like, oh, and I'm going there to grind. I mean, I climbed over 1,300 feet elevation. Um, my butt was sore, to be honest. I'm used to riding bikes, but for some reason that saddle was really sore yesterday. Um, but but I had to keep on reminding myself, like, okay, I'm out in the wilderness, which is my happy place. I'm mountain biking, which is my happy place. It's gorgeous and sunny, which is also my happy place. Like, get to that point, get to that space to get that motivation to do so. Um,
Yeah, that's great, dude. I'm proud of you for hitting that. Like when you sent me the results of your ride, I was just like, dang, like you did the climbing portion of the whole enchilada. Um, did you take the road or were you on the trail climbing?
I went trail. I wanted to go trail just because,
Nice.
even though the road is more of a grind, um,
Mm-hmm.
it's longer, it's actually steeper. But I wanted to be on dirt trail, because whole enchilada is going to be challenging in the sense that you're on uneven ground.
Tech.
There's, yeah, exactly. There's going to be hairpin turns that you're climbing up, and like even yesterday, I was riding in the dirt, and you spin out, and so you lose your traction and all that crap. And I just wanted that extra challenge training for it. So,
Perfect. Yeah, that's great. I love that.
and I think that's a big thing. Like yesterday, when I didn't want to get up or I was tired, my back's killing me, and I didn't want to take the trip, and I knew the climb that was ahead of me, it's so demotivating. But just like what we're doing, where we're taking, these countdowns to something amazing. And let me reiterate, I mean, listen to past podcast or episodes of ours because we kind of set it up more, but just whatever your goal is, whatever your countdown to is that you desire to do, make it fun. Like make it like
Mm-hmm.
exciting to where, I mean, even if it's a run or something like that, make it exciting. Like I'm going with my running with my friends, or I'm going this 5K with my friends, or there's an after party of that 5K, or whatever the case may be, so that because that's huge motivation when it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm tired, my back hurts, I should rest, I should have a rest day,
Yeah.
and but knowing that I've got Moab and coming up, it's like, no, I need to grind. I want to be
Mm-hmm.
stoked and happy. In fact, if anything, I need to get out there more and grind more for it. So yeah, that keeps me motivated.
I want to touch up on making it fun. There was a couple days last week where I just was not as stoked to train or motivated or disciplined. And so I just was like, instead of what I had programmed for myself, I just took, oh, I want to do this instead. I want to do this workout instead, and something that sounded fun, and it got me there. And I showed up and I did it. Like it wasn't boring. I think cutting out boring workouts, making them fun is important, but also tricking your mind into, like, if you're talking yourself out because you're tired or the workout might suck or be hard, be excited for it to suck because that means you're going to grow that much more.
Mhm.
Embrace it. Oh, this movement in CrossFit, like, oh, some people hate certain movements. Oh, the wall balls. Like, just be excited for, like, oh, dude, wall balls are gonna suck. Like, and then you get better at it. Like, and then you end up liking it because you've tricked yourself. You trained yourself to like something that you may have hated before. It really works, and it makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
And you become kind of that annoying motivator in the gym, like I've become. But and I've had to this winter I've had to relearn discipline because my gym closed down. My class was training outdoors for a while and during the summer, which was a lot of fun. But once winter came around, I was pretty much on my own. Like, and a lot of people join their own gym. I can't stand regular gyms. So I'm in a garage, a cold garage, doing my own thing. And sometimes Haley joins me, which is great, but usually I'm by myself. And so I've
Mhm.
had to relearn discipline without, because my biggest ways to get me there was my team and working out with
Mhm.
them. Now it's like, oh, I got to do this for myself, and that's where countdown to your own goal comes in for something fun and exciting, because I have Moab in the back of my head that, like, I want it to be fun. I don't want to survive
Yeah,
it. I want to thrive down it, and have it be so rewarding, and not like, oh, that almost killed me. It's like, no, I killed it, and I'm not holding my brother back or whatever on the trail, which we never really had
that's
an issue
right.
with, but still, it's
Yeah,
still in the
don't do
back of my
that.
head. No, and then, like, not getting injured. Yeah, just having a plan to where here's where we want to be. Here's where we are now. Let's reverse engineer these days to get there and what we need to do.
Yeah. Well, and I think you speak to one thing that really nails it is tricking your mind or speaking it into existence, or I mean, there's all these different ways of saying it, but I think that really like for motivation for this or that, I mean, saying what you want to accomplish or um, like switching it up from like, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to get hurt. And I do this often because I'm older. Um, I'm afraid to take risk on a mountain bike like I used to because I've been broken several times doing so. And so, but that can hold me back from either A, having fun, B, challenging myself, or C, even have actually get hurt because I'm so paranoid of getting hurt that it
Right. Yeah.
works against me, so to speak. And so I think motivation fits right in there where it's just like, no, damn it, I'm going to have a fun time, maybe with my brother. Regardless of what happens, we're going to have a blast. We are going to not just survive it, we're going to have, a party afterwards um, and heal quick. And, um, I was invited to mountain bike the next week in Denver or Colorado because I go there for work and I'm like, oh my gosh, I may be dead for Moab, but I've already been trying to switch my mind. I'm like, no, I'm actually gonna have fun in Denver as well. I may be sore, but I'm gonna have a blast there too.
Yeah.
But setting ourselves up for success just mentally beforehand drives that motivation, drives that success factor. Um, and like you said, I agree with you where it's just like be in the gym, being like, yes, this hurts good. This hurts good. This is
Yeah.
this sucks, but it's awesome because of what it's doing. Like I'm changing my stars. I'm changing my future because I'm in this place, and just get pumped because I'm listening to. I was gonna say some bad band name, but who knows if
Creed,
they're popular now. Oh gosh, come on, man.
which they are popular now.
No.
Again, they're doing tours again,
Shh,
ironically.
shh. No, no, nope. Didn't. Denial. Denial. I'm speaking them out of existence, at least in my life.
This is where our last couple episodes where mindset and community come in, of just like, these are the stepping stones to making all this happen, of changing your mindset on getting excited for something so that you're not talking yourself out of your goals,
Mm-hmm.
having community, a accountability partners to show up for, to help you show up, to make discipline happen. Use yourself and your community to be your motivation towards the beginning. Looking at a picture of who you want to be in 3 months. Looking, imagining, like, in the next 6 months, you can either have ton of excuses or a ton of success. And it's up to you on which path you decide to go down. Those results will
Yeah.
come. All these things we're talking about, they're so important, they're so simple. Like, so many people look for, like, oh, I want a big ginormous change. I want to I want to I need to change my life, so I'm going to change my diet completely. I'm going to go to the gym 7 days a week. I'm going to do, all these big steps when you don't have to, because the minute that you miss a day or eat something bad, you're going to fall off the wagon and not be motivated at all. You're going to be like, oh, I'm a piece of crap. Oh, I suck. Oh,
Hmm.
I didn't do this big goal. And sometimes those big goals are helpful because because you went 100%, you landed at 70%, instead of like, oh, I'm going to just do 10% until you get to 100. But overall, you just need to make these
Yeah.
small changes in your diet, small changes in how you show up. Go to the gym twice a week. Start with that. Just start getting moving
Yeah.
and you start feeling better.
Yeah. It reminds me of, I think I heard it best where it says action drives motivation. And it speaks to taking action. Even small steps can lead to positive feedback loop to where success breeds, further motivation. Um, because there's so often where, like you said, where we'll be discouraged, something will happen, it's not perfect or whatnot, and so we just give up. Um, and not only does that suck because you're falling off the wagon, but you're reinforcing, oh, I can't get in shape. Oh, I guess I'm always going to be fat,
Yeah.
or always be, you know, struggling with this or that because I can't. And I face that myself to where I'm always hurting, whether it be because I have fibromyalgia or I've got a bad back and I tweak it. Um, like I understand that I'm always hurting to where it's just like it is worth it, but I have to remember just choose my hard, like we said in another episode, like, eating right is hard. Well, so is diabetes. So choose your hard, working out's hard. Well,
Yeah.
so is being 300 pounds. Choose your hard. Same with um, being disciplined is hard. All the supplements, all the healthy food, it's expensive. And it's like, well, so are doctor bills. I think you mentioned that. You know, um, Nursing homes, that you have to go to early or whatever, um, are hard. So,
Yeah.
choose the hard now and let it pay off later. So,
I was just going to add on that muscle pain is much better than joint pain. When you're talking about choosing your heart, like your muscles hurting for a temporary period for them to get stronger is so much better than constant joint pain of, walking up your stairs every day, just hurting, versus like, oh, at the beginning you're in pain because you're sore, but then you're able to run up your stairs in a month or so, like with no, you're not out of breath, your joints feel great. You're like, oh, this is surprising, and it's kind of addicting, that good feeling. So, yeah, choose
mhm.
your heart is simple but very impactful, very real.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. I think that with everything we said too, I don't know, I'm thinking it conjures up an idea of like we need to also protect it, you know, if that makes any sense. We got to protect our motivation. We got to protect our goals, because this world just is fluctuating. We can't plan out everything perfect. We can't, nothing's going to be perfect. Nothing's going to run smooth. Your body's going to react differently. Your body, um, you might get injured, so you got to pivot. And so, one thing I wanted to bring up in today's topic was adapting, adapting to your surroundings, adapting to your responses, or adapting to the world around you that is ever changing and never perfect for to get in shape. Especially like our target audience and us, we started later in life. And so if you think about that, I've got, me personally, I've got 38 years of life that has happened, and patterns have been developed, and so it's easy to fall back into those. Well, man, I've got to protect my new direction. I got to protect, you know, to where when those old patterns want to come back, which they do and will, I've got to pivot to focus on my new goals, my new me, and who I'm going to be, kind of thing. So,
Yeah. We don't have control over our surroundings, but we have control on how we handle them.
mm. Oh, that's deep. You're going deep. Whew.
I'm going to. Well, I was just talking about it with a guy. We were at a kid's party last weekend, and I know people that like something will change on their daily schedule, and they'll just freak out. A 10 minute little or 5 minute little change, it just ruins their whole day. And it's like, how
Mhm.
about just be excited for, or not excited, but like just adapt to it. Be a man. Like,
Expect
don't let your
change to,
emotions
yeah.
control you. Yeah, like, and then adapt to it, and then like your kids and your family see how you can handle situations, and they feel safer because like, oh no, no
Mm.
matter what hits us, he's got us. Like I was at the bike shop last weekend getting a part, and the bike shop owner, I told him, I was like, yeah, I was headed to a kid's party, and he's like, oh, that sounds fun. I was like, it is, like, it is fun. Like, I even if I don't think it's fun, which I do, um, I could trick my mind and be like, yeah, we're gonna have a good time and make good memories for the kids, and I can have more fun, and my partner has more fun, and the day is good, or I can just be a pouty little bitch in the corner. So, because I know people like that just I don't know, it just drives me nuts.
Okay, okay, okay.
Anyway, adapting, yeah.
Let me let me
Sorry.
nicely challenge you for a minute here.
Mm-hmm,
Nicely
mm-hmm.
challenge. You pulled an example of him, the bike shop owner being like, oh, that sounds like fun, and you were like, well, it is actually fun. I'm gonna have fun, but like, and you're trying to drive a point of make it fun if you don't think it's fun. So I'm going to challenge you, because that doesn't count. You can't use that example because you were actually looking forward to it. So I'm challenging you. What in your experience in life have you had actually, like, oh my gosh, this is gonna suck, or you're right, this is gonna suck, and then but you chose to change your mind? Are you able to recall anything off the top of your head?
Um, well, this is hard because so many times I've tricked myself into having fun for the small things that I don't even really think anymore about. I don't let the I don't let the negative side control me as much anymore, so it's kind of hard to come up with. For the record, there's about probably four of the things I'd rather do than go to a kid's party. Like, as a person, as a human, I'd rather go mountain biking or something. But like,
Okay, all right.
but so it's not like I'm like I can't wait to go to this kid's party, like. But I hear what you're saying.
Don't worry,
Um,
those kids probably won't be listening to this podcast, so you're safe. You don't have to say it just to be safe.
well, their dad probably is.
Oh,
Anyways,
there's
hopefully.
that.
No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, no, I don't know. Like, and that's kind of actually nice to where I can't think of in the last
No, that's great.
6 months. There was things that I really didn't want to do that, and I think that is chalked up to I just got ready and adapted to whatever situation
Yeah,
has hit me, um, and I didn't really realize that. Uh, and also like I've been alone. I even told the bike shop owner, like, I've been on my own for so long,
hmm,
preparing myself, growing, getting ready for a family, that here's the family things. So I'm stoked for it. Like I've been
Okay.
praying and
All right.
wanting this
You've
for a
been,
long time. Like
yeah, you've
so
been
yeah,
waiting.
doesn't sound. He even was like, I bet. So like it probably was more fun because there's like beers and stuff. I'm like, no, like there's not. I can have
Yeah.
fun
Yeah. In the kids'
without
park. Yeah.
in the local park. I was just like, no.
Yes. So, whatever you're going through, whatever you're grinding on, just continue on. Motivation gets better. Learn to pivot, learn to adapt, change, because life's always going to change. It's never going to be perfect, especially when you're trying to, restart, do something new. I always tell my son, nobody's good at something they just start doing.
Hmm.
It takes time and muscle and energy. So, get to that point. Next week we're doing what?
Rest, which we're
No,
both very good at.
no, no. I,
Falling asleep on me.
I, yeah, I want to work on it because, whenever I have rest, I remember I did a marathon or a, hood to coast, where you got, other teammates and you tag team, so to speak. And I rested like a week beforehand, and I just felt like rubbish.
Yeah.
I was like I feel like I shouldn't have rested, or I rested too long, or I didn't, I don't know. So I'm interested in this episode for ourselves because you and I, like we said, aren't good resters.
Yeah, I want to challenge ourselves this for this next episode to let's do some more research on rest so that we know in the days coming up to Moab. Because I've been thinking about it's just like how do I rest without feeling like trashed where my muscles are like ready to go. Like
Yep. Yep.
even fast acting carbs loading before a ride. Just any of that preparation will be so helpful. Because yeah, when I rest, sometimes or oversleep or whatever, I feel like crap. So I want to find that line where we can
Yeah.
set ourselves up for the most success, so where we wake up ready to go, and we'll fly down that mountain.
Yeah. 100%, buddy.
So,
All right, man.
all right, brother.
Um, yep. Thank you, those that are joining us. Hope you got some, nuggets out of it, and, the the right kind of nuggets. I'm getting looks from my co-host here. Um, and any comments, let us know. Any questions, let us know. If you need some help developing a countdown, let us know. Love to hear from you.
Yeah, we're here
Until
for you
next
guys.
time. I don't know.
I hit stop.